Captain Toad got bitten by Tim Burton and now it throws rocks at light bulbs. That's Gloomy Eyes in one sentence. The question is whether this cozy horror puzzle adventure is a sweet little mood piece worth your time and Eureka 25, or a blurry weekend fling that you'll forget by Monday. Context first. Gloomy Eyes started life as a 2019 VR short narrated by Colin Farrell, a melancholic fairy tale set in a world where the sun vanished. The game keeps the same bones. A zombie kid named Gloomy, a human girl named Nina, and a forbidden friendship trying to drag the light back. Mechanically, it's self-co-op. You swap between two characters with complementary abilities. Gloomy throws things, can't stand light. Nina flips switches, jumps gaps, and can walk through brightness but shouldn't cozy up to zombies. It's a neat twist. It takes 2 energy in a single player shell. Levels are presented as spooky dioramas you can zoom out to survey. Captain Toad is the reference point, but moodier. Candles, crooked shingles, and shadows that look like they smell like wet leaves. You pick up objects, test how they interact, and chain small cause and effect puzzles. Cut the power as Nina so gloomy can pass. Pivot a lamp with a rock to blind a patrolling creep. Open a route for the other character. It's tactile, readable, and rarely brick-walled. Most folks will finish in 3 to 5 hours. Now the split. Reviewers agree on the art, narration, and puzzle loop, and disagree on the camera and platform performance. On Switch, Nintendo Live flags 2 pain points. Depth perception with the fixed angles and muddy image quality that washes out the otherwise lovely art. Their verdict reads like a reluctant shrug. The design's strong, the port's messy, and Switch players get the lesser experience. They also note it's fully functional on Switch 2 but still not a looker. That's important if you're sensitive to blur. Over on PS5 and Xbox, the tone shifts. Hodge Connected calls out fantastic art direction and an engaging, accessible puzzle flow, landing around the high 70s to low 80s if you translate their score. They still ding the camera. Rotating the diorama isn't always available, and lining up throws can feel finicky, but performance and clarity aren't the villains. Another write-up highlights the narration, with a score that nods to Danny Elfman without doing a parody. Result: consoles with power make the diorama pop. Switch makes it smudge. So here's the veteran game take. Gloomy Eyes is a compact, atmospheric puzzler that absolutely lands, provided you play it where the visuals breathe. The core loop is elegant. The puzzles give you just enough friction to feel clever. The narration and music carry the cutscenes without bogging you down. But the camera is undeniably the gremlin in the clockwork, and the Switch version in particular steps on the art, the very thing this game needs to sing. Quick detour on value. $24.99 for a 3 to 5 hour run is going to trigger the 2025 price per hour discourse again, especially in a year where some headline indies undercut expectations. 2 counterpoints. 1. Gloomy Eyes is dense, there isn't filler. You're solving, not padding. 2. Cozy horror is a vibe you either want to marinate in or you don't. If you're here for jump scares and fail states, you'll feel underfed. If you like Luigi's Mansion energy crossed with Little Nightmares diorama logic, it lands. Let's talk friction and how to tame it. Pro tip. Use the zoomed out diorama view early and often. It's the game's version of peeking around a chessboard before your move. Treat lamp posts like steering wheels. Rocks don't just break things, they redirect light. When a throw feels fussy, nudge a half step left or right. The collision checks are stricter than they look. And keep Nina clear before moving big objects. Some players hit soft lock-ish moments by pinning her in, though checkpoints are generous. One more practical tweak. Bump your display brightness up a notch if the art looks washed. Ironically, raising brightness can make the image feel sharper by separating silhouettes. Quick spoiler in 3, 2, 1. Nina's uncle is anti-zombie and his goons add pressure between puzzle beats. The Bring Back the Sun arc stays central. And while the game isn't a direct retelling of the VR film, it echoes the same heart. Cooperation, sacrifice, and finding warmth in a cold world. Spoilers over. Pattern interrupt the camera. It's not just a nuisance, it's design philosophy. Gloomy Eyes often wants you to solve from a curated angle like a tabletop model. When you can rotate, it's reconnaissance. When you can't, it's the designer framing the trick. If you accept that, annoyance drops. If you want free camera control, it will needle you. Platform roll call, rapid fire. Switch. Playable, charming, but soft focus and depth wonkiness undercut the art. Switch 2. Better performance, still not crisp. PS5 Xbox. The intended look and the camera quirks are easier to forgive when the scene reads instantly. Publisher names vary by platform. Untold Tales on Switch, Art France elsewhere, but developer Fishing Cactus and partners deserve the nod either way. If you have options, pick the sharper screen. Where do I land? This is the nicest horror in ages, moody without meanness, and a smart little puzzle box. On PS5 Xbox, easy recommend. On Switch, it's a vibe check. Are you cool with a cozy 3-hour Halloween snack that looks better in trailers than handheld? If yes, you'll smile through the smudge. If not, wait for a sale or grab it on another box. If this kind of no BS deep dive is your thing, hitch a ride with Veteran Game and hit subscribe. If you're nodding or fuming, toss a like so this take survives the algorithm. Final spicy thought, cozy horror isn't an oxymoron. It's a promise that the monster under the bed might hand you the flashlight. The debate is simple. Do you value 3 hours of handcrafted melancholy at premium indie pricing, or does the camera and Switch blur break the spell? Your move.